warm up first. My legs are very stiff from my workout yesterday. And normally I would go on the bike for 5-10 minutes to warm up first, but I didn't do that today. All right. Oh, I feel just stiff right now, so my legs are in protect mode. My lower back took a little bit of beating. Normally I'd warm up on the bike, but maybe I'll just do some squats. Oh. I just want to get down. Like when I'm getting into my haunches here, that's where I'm feeling I'm tight. Oh. I got music playing, but I didn't put in my regular tag that may dance to music that you can't hear, because I was expecting to be stretching, not dancing, but Werewolf, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Oh, my legs are just tender. Sunday and Wednesday are leg days. Oh, today was first day back at work after the Easter holidays. Had a funny moment getting to the office. We had a new hire today, so it's his first day. He wanted to make a good impression by showing up early, right? Like, wanted to give everyone a good impression of himself. And by showing up early, he got himself stuck in the snow in the parking lot right at the entrance. So he blocked off everybody from the company from pulling in, causing the entire street to get backlogged. And there he is sitting sheepishly in his car while we shoveled the whole parking lot and ended up pushing him out. And meanwhile, he's just standing around, like basically doing like circles, just like I don't know where I am, I don't know what's going on. It's funny. Good, just got done with your back and biceps workout. Good man. I just got back from the gym. Oh. But I had several good, like I had several enjoyable streams this week. I did a leg, like my first leg workout stream in a while on Wednesday, and I started really late. I was pretty tired. I squatted up to like 340 pounds on stream, but it was I never really got into it. I was ready for bed, and then the next day I was intending to do a back stream. I ended up just doing an hour and a half of cardio. Didn't stream it. I was just didn't feel up for it. And the next day, so Friday, I did a back day, which I actually really enjoyed. I did a back workout stream. It took me 11 minutes and 40 seconds to do 100 pull-ups, and then I did some weighted pull-ups. I did some body weight rows, and then I did dumbbell lat pullovers, which I went up to 115 pounds. Once you get up to that weight, it starts messing with the center mass. That starts to pull you up off the bench. You want to play football this year and want to be a defensive tackle. Yeesh, like, um, there are a lot of workout routines that would work, but you're going to need to train to be explosive, and being a little bit less lean might help you. Well, it will help you because mass moves mass. You just got to make sure you can still move your own body to be quick and explosive. But if you throw in some compound lifts, they like focus more on strength training than bodybuilding while you go through the actual training for football, where you're actually on the field and like you're just running and you're like pushing against stuff that are I know they got the sleds you can push and run with. Those are very applicable for what you'd be doing. But a lot of the I got these today. I was given this. I haven't had gobstoppers in forever, and now I got a little bit of sugar tooth. I popped them open right before I started streaming. I'm gonna start foam rolling here. See, a 5x5 program is actually a pretty good program for what you're looking for. It's good for a lot of things. You get a little bit of feel a little bit of a hypertrophy burn without like more you without getting too sore. You'll recover. You'll be able to throw in a like if you're trying to train for something, you're going to be wanting to do throw as much training as you can actually get, and that's actually going to be and training isn't just training your body; it's actually training for the sport. So like if I want to train for badminton, I'm going to play a shit ton of badminton, and I'm gonna do drills. Like there's a lot of drills you can do. There are like if you have other people available to you, it's often beneficial to get a bunch of people with the same goals, just to push each other. I'm gonna get Twitch on my phone here so I can stat from the floor. I'm still warming up. I haven't started stretching yet. Yeah, all right. Yeah, the 5x5 program is a very good athletic program. A lot of like, if you have a barbell with some weights, there's a lot you can do. Oh, might even want to look towards more Olympic lifting. Yeah, the first fitness name that I ever started following was Elliot Hulse, and he is a big fan of the 5x5 program or routine, and I'm a big fan of trying things out myself. So early on, I was getting a lot of results from the 5x5 routine. That was what I did because he was the guy that I was following. Well, actually, first I started doing pure bodybuilding, and then I didn't like it. So I went to pure bodybuilding, then I went to like a 5x5, and then I just decided I like lifting heavy weights, oh, while trying to find a sweet spot for weights versus reps. Yep. Push push pull legs is a good program, but you're gonna have to like run drills and stuff like that, and you're gonna have to make sure that you're able to do that and recover if you're doing like a push pull legs, and that the push pull legs isn't preventing you from so like you're not training too hard that you can't like run drills. I'm not sure if you have anyone to practice with because this is like before you're going to start, from my understanding. Oh man, my legs are tight. Sunday was a good leg workout. So Wednesday, my leg workout was mediocre. I did half of what I normally would. Not even half, I didn't even do half of what I normally did. I basically just did squats up to 340, and then went down and did a couple 4 reps, and then I was done. I was like, I'm going to bed. So I made up for it Sunday. Oh. Hey, is that Lisa? Hey, how are you? I'm good myself. We're I think on our last day of a blizzard out here. So got a foot of snow on the ground in the middle of April, and it's going to melt really quickly. So it's very wet. Right now, I'm just throwing in some like before bed and after the gym maintenance. My mic is not clear. Huh. Thanks for letting me know. What can I do about that? Oh, I'm gonna finish my stretching, then go have a shower. That's the plan. I've got my music on. I'll shut my music off, and I maybe I will lower the fans too. So I'm gonna get the fans going on pretty high here. I don't overheat. Yeah, long time no see. Since November, I've been focusing all my energy almost exclusively on my legs. I've still been having really good back and chest workouts, but like what I'm thinking about and what I'm planning is every leg workout. Twice a week, haven't missed since November. And I'm seeing strength improvements, I'm seeing size improvements. My ass has got a lot bigger from all the squats and glute bridges. Oh, but right now I'm tender because Sunday was leg day. You were thinking about lifting weights in the morning and then do the football workouts in the afternoon. That sounds like a good program. Just comes down to you're going to be managing your recovery. Oh. And probably your best indicator is just if you're able to see improvement. And you don't necessarily have to change things up. Like you don't have to try to fix something that's not broken. And if you're worried about not seeing the results that you're seeing, that you want to see, you can push yourself a little bit harder. And if it starts to become a detriment, then you can ease it off a little bit. If you're gonna do chest twice a week, you can bench both those days. For myself, I would rather try to mix it up somehow between those days. So, I'll give you an example. I'd make my focus bench one day, and then the next day my focus might be something else, and I might still throw bench in there. That's what I'm doing with my legs, right? So every Sunday is when I'm focusing on squats. No, every Wednesday is when I'm focusing on squats. Every Sunday I'm doing squats, but I'm focusing on leg press type exercises. So Wednesday I'll do my squats, I'll do my glute bridges. Whereas Sunday I might skip the glute bridges, not go as hard and not go as long in squats, so I can focus on more pressing type activities. So you could work with the angles, like the incline. I personally like the cables. The cables will give you, like the bench press is a little bit better for getting strong. Cables will get you size and definition because you can tear down the muscle tissue quite easily that way. I'm going to start my stretching videos soon. I'm going to put them on so that you guys can hear what I'm listening to. My warm-up's just about complete. I'm going to need about an hour to stretch. See, that could, going heavy one day, going for reps, the next session could be a viable option. I'd be more inclined to switch up the exercises themselves. It's like what are the three variables you can mess around with? You can mess around with volume, intensity. What's the third one? Wow. But even doing bench, you're able to mess around with like how much weight you're doing, how much. You can mess around with the angles. I got more messages here. Hector, how's it going? I am going to start my stretching now. Let's get this going because I don't want to be up all night. Brett Sini, the time right now is 11:36 p.m. I typically go to the gym 8 to 10 p.m. on weekdays and 6 to 8 p.m. on weekends. and Sunday was my leg day. So today I'm feeling pretty stiff. Um, I want to make sure I take the time to stretch, and it's going to put me in the mood for bed. At the same time, I'm eating these gobstoppers for no reason, just because I feel like it. Because it's making me happy right now. That's the only reason. They were like, I was giving them. I haven't had them forever, and as soon as I popped one, it's like keep going for them. So it might negatively impact my sleep, but maybe in the last half hour I'll stop having them. You don't really do abs, but if I do, can you still do them when ball? Okay, so abs, like training abs in isolation is typically the least effective thing that you're going to do to get the results that you want. The core, like especially with a lot of ab exercises, you're lifting heavy weights, you're training your core. If you're doing things properly, you're protecting yourself, your core is engaged, and just lifting weights in different planes of motion and will typically be enough. And it's just training abs themselves is inefficient for the most part. If you want a little bit of extra definition, you aren't going to get results by training your abs. Like I did when I was at my peak, I would train my abs 50 minutes every day, and my abs would pop out a little bit more. But I don't think it actually made me any stronger. Maybe a very tiny bit. Anyways. I've now switched to my stretching view. And how loud is this? Give me a sec.
Hey everyone, it's Nico, and today I'm going to be taking you through a complete beginner's flexibility routine. If you're someone who feels that flexibility is one of your weakest suits, this video is for you.
All right.
So we're going to start.
How loud am I compared to you?
I'm going to bring my right arm up and just place it over the other side of my head and
Marco,
just let gravity pull me down.
I'm looking at the volume bar, trying to
while you're stretching is to just let gravity do all
sort
of the
this
work.
out. So I don't want her to be
You're
that
not
loud.
necessarily pushing yourself into anything because that can cause pain.
Actually, I'll make her loud.
Just letting your neck fall.
And I will lower this volume.
The weight of your right arm to pull on your neck, and then we'll switch to the other side.
All right, so I think I'm going to leave it here.
Again, you don't want to be pulling down on your neck.
And now it's time to actually stretch. Or I'll be up here all night.
Hey everyone, it's Nico, and today I'm going to be taking you through a complete beginner's flexibility routine. If you're someone who feels that flexibility is one of your weakest suits, this video is for you. So we're going to start standing on the mat, and I'm going to bring my right arm up and just place it over the other side of my head and just let gravity pull me down. This is something that you always want to keep in your mind while you're stretching, is to just let gravity do all of the work. You're not necessarily pushing yourself into anything because that can cause pain. Just letting your neck fall, using the weight of your right arm to pull on your neck.
Yeah, I got at least 45 minutes
Again, you don't want to be pulling down
of stretching to do here, so.
Just rest it there. Then we'll wrap both arms behind our head to go forward. Just let it dangle. Every time you breathe, your muscles get more relaxed. And finally, we'll just hang our head back. Maybe shake it a little bit side to side. And now we'll take one roll. And then to the other side. Then we'll roll our shoulders back and forward.
you're heading to bed? Thanks for coming by. Do your best at school.
To reach up and
I'm gonna make a step to that. And I'm gonna
breathe. I'm gonna do this a few times.
I can't quite see my.
Then I'll step my feet out to be a little bit more than hip width apart. And we'll plie or bend the knees to reach up and breathe. And then come back
Thanks for coming out, Werewolf.
To reach up.
I suppose you probably already left, but
I'm gonna do this a few times.
I didn't see that chat right away because I was doing my head circles.
Letting it warm up, getting all of the muscles moving before we start stretching. And this is something that you should always, always do before you stretch. You don't want to just start pushing your body into something it's not ready for. If your muscles are warm, you're going to find that the flexibility comes much easier. Awesome job, guys. Great. So for this next stretch, I'm going to grab this stool behind me, but you can grab anything in your house that's about that height. A desk, a table, or a chair, anything will work. So if you need to grab that, go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to come and place my feet more than hip width apart. And then we're going to lean forward to rest our hands on this stool. And this is just to make getting into this stretch a lot easier. You really want to make progress here and make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on your hands.
Everything lays up doesn't feel so bad.
Too painful. So let's hold here. Make sure you're breathing, sending oxygen to your hamstrings while you stretch them. And try as hard as you can to relax, because the more relaxed your muscles are, the more flexible they will be. And then I will come up and we'll move it a little bit to the side so that it makes a line with my leg, and then I'll come to the side. In this position, I want to make sure my hips are even and I'm not.
I regret having those golf floppers.
And again, I'm breathing.
I feel it in my throat now. All that sugar.
Move it to the other side. And you can also be moving your body instead of the stool or chair or whatever you're using. Remembering to breathe. And back up. And just one more time for good measure, we're going to come back to the center. So I'm going to come down on my elbows here to give myself a little bit of an extra stretch, but I only recommend doing this if you're able to keep your back flat while doing so. And by that I mean it's engaged, your shoulder blades are tucked down, pulling towards your lower back, and you aren't letting it arch up like this, just keeping it nice and flat, should be parallel to the ground. And if you aren't able to do that here, then come back up onto your hands. And then we'll come back up to stand. So for this next stretch, we're going to be sitting on the ground. So I'm going to move this stool out of our way. I'm going to sit back on the edge of my mat and extend my legs out to either side. Now in a full straddle stretch, your legs will be straight, but in our modified version, we'll have our legs bent here, lifting our knees up off of the ground. And from here, you'll just go as far forward as you can. Now, I encourage you to place your hands a foot, maybe 2 feet in front of your hips. And from here, you want to slowly try and straighten your legs, bringing your knees to touch the ground. So that's what you're fighting for, and you just want to hold. So straddle stretch is a great stretch to be able to see your own progress in. I encourage you to pay attention to the floor if you're stretching in the same place every day. So you'll start to see your hands move along, and it's really encouraging. So while you're pulling to get into these
I don't feel
stretches
like I'm getting
deeper,
a lot
you always want to
of,
make sure you're pulling from the right
my hips
place.
aren't opening
And
fully
the common
today.
thing to do is pull the top of your head down to try and pull yourself closer to the ground, but you actually want to pull your chest closer, and that's going to keep your back lifted and your shoulder blades pinched together like the flat back I was talking about earlier, so you're able to reach out and really go to the fullest extent of your stretch. So for now, make sure you're pulling your chest out and think about trying to get that pulled down all the way to the ground. Okay, so now we're going to stretch each side. And in a normal straddle stretch, we could stay here and then fold over to each side. But to make it a bit easier, we bring our opposite leg in and then go over. So you want to grab onto your leg and pull your chest closer as you stretch. And you want to make sure you're keeping that back flat. You will be able to reach farther if you arch, but you're losing all of that nice stretch in the back of your leg, all through your hamstring if you do so. So fight for that flat back and try and get that chest to your knee. And now we'll go to the other side. So we'll switch, bring our other leg into our thigh, and then fold over. I'm pulling my chest to my knee, stretching out that hamstring. Trying to keep your back as flat as you can. And come back up and to the center. Let's do the middle stretch one more time. So we'll bend our knees and come forward. Maybe notice that you've made a little bit of an improvement, a centimeter or two. Each time you do it, you should feel a little bit more comfortable. And fight to lower your knees a little bit. Keeping that back flat. A few more seconds. Really lower down as far as you can. And come out of it. Amazing. So now we're going to bring our feet into the middle for a butterfly stretch. And here I'm just going to sit and hold my ankles and push my knees down with my elbow. You should be feeling a nice stretch either in your groin or in your glutes, or maybe both, depending on where you need to be more flexible. And we're going to fold over, and in this stretch it's okay if you let your head go and you arch your back. It's one of the few. Really pulling yourself down. And now we're going to do the opposite and try and stretch out and keep that back as flat as we can. Pushing that chest out, really stretching out those hips. And come back up. So the next thing that we're going to do is going to be a pike stretch.
All right, so now
I'm going to move sideways for this so you can see me better.
Ignore her for a bit, and I'm going to stretch. First, I've been doing all those forward bends. I'm going to do some back bends, and then stretch my glutes. And then I'll continue with the video. There it goes. All right. Now, on my glute, I'm going to do 3 different quick exercises here. First, I'm going to go against the wall and basically chair position, and I'm going to push my knee into the wall, play around with where my opposite leg is in relation to my center until I feel the best stretch. All right. I'll do 20 each side. For each stretch I'm going to do here. All right, now I'm going to grab, pull. I'm going to let my hips come off the ground just a little bit. All right. All right, now back to the video. I'll keep this guy here close on hand. Where's the play button there? Oh, wrong button.
So the key to doing this is having your hips all the way underneath your body and your back up straight behind you. If you're unable to sit up straight, then you want to keep your butt above your feet. And there are a couple different ways that you can do this. The easiest way, using only your body, is to actually come up onto one knee and extend the other one in front of you so that you can start to lean forward. That'll make it a lot easier. You just have to make sure that you do it on both sides. You can also be in a pike with either a low chair or maybe a few towels stacked underneath you so that you're lifted above your feet. So for now, I'm going to stay seated here on the mat, but if you need to go and grab a chair or something else to sit on, go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to lean forward, grabbing as far down on my legs as I can. And if you are here and you're sitting up super straight and it's already stretching the backs of your hamstrings, that is absolutely great. I encourage you to stay here and keep fighting for it. If you chose to sit here without any other props assisting you, also make sure that you're not pushing yourself too hard. Maybe you can do it, but you might find that you're able to make more progress in a stretch that's slightly more comfortable. So just make the decision that's best for you. The other thing you'll find is that it's easier whenever your toes are pointed. So if you flex, you'll get a deeper stretch coming all the way up to the tops of the hamstrings. And then we'll come out a bit. Awesome job, guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna scooch forward a little bit so I can lay down on my back here. And we're gonna lift one leg up, and you can grab it as low as you need to. The other thing that you could do here is grab a belt or a scarf or an actual exercise band, wrap around your heel and then pull your leg closer. But holding lower down on your leg is just fine too. And as you're practicing this stretch, you want to make sure that you're always reaching and trying to walk your hands up and get them all the way up here. This really is the goal of this stretch, but for now, it's fine to grab it down here. And then I'm gonna bend my knee in, pull it to my chest, and bring it over my body to come to a twist. Really feeling it all through the spine. And come back. And we'll straighten again. Always pulling it closer to you. Feeling that stretch in the hamstring. And one more time, pulling it to your chest. And then over. Every time you breathe, relax your spine a bit more. And then we'll come back to center. And switch, bring the other leg up, grab as high up as you can and pull it closer to you. Making sure that top leg is all the way straight. And then bending it in. To pull across your body. Turn your head to face the other way. And breathe, releasing your spine, letting it fully twist. And we'll come back to center. And do it all one more time. So stretch the leg out straight. Grab as high as you can and then pull. Really breathing. And bring it back in. Pull tight to your chest. And then we'll pull it back over to look the other way. Remember to relax into it. And then we'll come back to center and put our leg down.
Couple
Okay,
20,
so
hold
now
on.
we're going to
Couple 26, how's it going? Oh, I'm doing well. I've got this today. Ooh, those stretches made me wound me down pretty good. So next, gonna be using this guy here. I'll keep my phone on me so I have chat right here. How are you doing this fine evening? I think today we're gonna get the last of the blizzard. It was pretty funny because I got a new coworker today. Today was his first day, and he wanted to make a good impression for himself, so he showed up early to the office. And it had been a blizzard all weekend, and we hadn't gotten the. There's a guy that is hired at our office who does all the maintenance, um, as well as snow removal. He's got a skid steer that he takes care of that with, and he wasn't out yet. So this guy got himself stuck at the entrance to our parking lot, and nobody could get in. We all ended up blocking the whole road and getting out and shoveling and then pushing him till we got him in his parking stall. So you could tell he was a little bit embarrassed. So much for getting a good impression. Like, really, really nobody cared, but you could tell he cared about it. Now I'll get into my calf by doing this. Oh. Yeah, okay. goes the left leg. Have another job stopper. Having my calf. When I do this, I'm getting deep into my calf. All right. All right, that's enough for the left leg. Once again, I'll reward myself with a little bit of sugar. Now, back to the video.
Come back up to a standing position, and I'm going to bring one foot up to grab it behind me. During this quad stretch, I want to make sure that I'm pushing my hips forward so I'm getting that full stretch all along my quad. Put our leg down. Okay, so now we're going to come back up to a standing position, and I'm going to bring one foot up to grab it behind me. During this quad stretch, I want to make sure that I'm pushing my hips forward so I'm getting that full stretch all along my quad and into my hip flexor. And while you're here, I want to take a minute to tell you that you should always be working every single day, stretching and working towards that flexibility. But you also have to remember that your progress is not going to be linear. You're not going to be making constant, amazing results every single day. Some weeks you'll do great, and others you won't see much progress. But remember not to get discouraged, that the more that you're fighting for it and working towards that flexibility, you will get there. So let's switch to the other side. Really feeling that stretch all in that quad and in that hip flexor, pushing my hips forward, bringing my heel to touch my butt behind me.
I want more than what she's going to give me.
Hip flexors are always really tight while we're sitting at work, sitting anywhere in the car. Our natural seated position actually allows them to contract a lot, so it's really great to stretch them out. And then we'll come out. And for that position too, if you're having trouble balancing, go ahead and grab onto a wall or a chair next to you. So lastly, we're going to stretch our arms. So I'm going to bring my right one across my body and pull it in with my left. Really allowing this shoulder to relax here so that I can get a full stretch. My left arm is the only one working.
I'm going to do this
And
twice.
then swing it out. For the other side. My straight arm is relaxed. Really letting the other one stretch it out. And then we'll shake it out again. Do the tricep on this side. You really want to try and pull your hand to your shoulder and the arm that's stretching. Don't let it hang out up here. And then shake it out. And other side.
I'm going to go look through my old videos. When I'm stretching my legs there, I'm going to try to see if there's
I really hope that this video helped you.
any noticeable change from my earlier stretching videos to now. Like I know I'm a lot less flexible now, but I'm going to see if I can see any size or definition improvements, visual improvements. All right, so I'm going to do this again.
Up to a standing position, and I'm going to bring one foot up to grab it behind me. During this quad stretch, I want to make sure that I'm pushing my hips forward so I'm getting that full stretch all along my quad and into my hip flexor. And while you're here, I want to take a minute to tell you that you should always be working every single day, stretching and working towards that flexibility. But you also have to remember that your progress is not going to be linear. You're not going to be making constant, amazing results every single day. Some weeks you'll do great, and others you won't see much progress. But remember not to get discouraged, that the more that you're fighting for it and working towards that flexibility, you will get there. So let's switch to the other side. Really feeling that stretch all in that quad and in that hip flexor, pushing my hips forward, bringing my heel to touch my butt behind me. Hip flexors are always really tight while we're sitting at work, sitting anywhere in the car. Our natural seated position actually allows them to contract a lot, so it's really great to stretch them out. And then we'll come out. And for that position too, if you're having trouble balancing, go ahead and grab onto a wall or a chair next to you. So lastly, we're going to stretch our arms. So I'm going to bring my right leg across my body and pull it
So
into my
simply
left.
too deep. How's it going?
Really allowing this shoulder to relax here so that I can
got
get a full stretch.
Non-stopper in my mouth right now.
My left arm is the only one working.
Had a
And then
pretty decent workout today at the gym.
For the other side. My straight arm is relaxed. Really letting the other one stretch it out. And then we'll shake it out again. Do the tricep on this side.
Right now I'm just doing maintenance.
You really want to try and pull your hand to your shoulder.
Because yesterday was
don't let it hang out up here.
a pretty good leg workout.
And then shake it out.
And coming here, I was pretty stiff. I'm open up pretty. You're doing all right? I'm doing pretty good. We're just finishing up the blizzard. So tons of snow outside right now.
Awesome job, guys. So that's all I have for you
It's
today.
gonna melt really
Hope
quickly.
this video helped you. Please let me know in the
All right,
comments
so
what worked and what didn't. And
one video down. I'm feeling pretty good. I had a pretty good week of streaming. The gym was closed for a couple of days. One, we had a blizzard. Second, there was Easter. And while the gym was closed, I haven't missed a leg workout on a Wednesday or a Sunday since November. So I did a leg workout. I started streaming again Wednesday, did my leg workout. It was a little bit late. I was a little bit tired. I did my squats. I went to bed. But then 2 days later, I did a back day thing, which I really enjoyed. I started right off the bat with how long will it take me to do 100 pull-ups? It took me 11 minutes and 40 seconds to do 100 pull-ups. And then right from there, I was just like lots of energy, had a great time. And then Saturday, I did the typical, so for 5 weeks in a row, I've done an aerobic workout on Saturdays. It's not, next weekend it's not going to happen because the person that I'm monkey see, monkey do, copying, like following along with is taking a break. Let me get the next video loaded here.
new videos every day.
And then Sunday I was back to the gym.
For our second stretch.
And since last Wednesday, I only had like half of what I would normally do. On Sunday, I did almost double what I would normally do. So it was, I need to make sure I stretch.
We're going to do the half split. So what you're going to do is extend your right foot forward and then your back leg bent. And then we're going to go ahead and reach to the side and then take it forward to target two different muscles in our hamstring, starting with the outside and then into the under hamstring. So take your left arm and reach all the way over until you're getting close to your toe. You should feel a deep stretch in your hamstring and also underneath your armpit. And then go ahead and take it forward.
Getting cardio bar on the top of my foot.
You can't go all the way down, but go as close to your leg as you can. Then we're going to go to the side again. So reach all the way over past your toe. Feel that deep stretch. And then we're facing our knee again. And then we're going to do one more of those. So over to the side. And then put your stomach on your leg again. just sit there for about 5 seconds or so. And now we're gonna put our chest towards the center. So this is probably gonna be a deeper stretch for most of you. So put your elbows all the way down to the ground. And if you're feeling a little bit ambitious, put it even further down. And reach as far forward as you can.
I'm not sitting.
And hold it for about 5 seconds.
Oh, I should have done it with my knee like that.
And then we're gonna elbow our way back
I need
up
to
to
enjoy
the
that.
top. And we're gonna take what's gonna stretch in your quadricep a little bit. So go back, and if you can't go all the way down flat on your back, just stay here on your elbows. And I'm gonna do a little bit more of an advanced version and go further down for a further stretch like this. Just follow along with Karina if you're feeling like this is too much of a stretch. Now I'm gonna go back to my elbows. You should feel this in your hip flexor as well. So by stretching all these muscles in our hips and our quadricep area, it's gonna help increase our flexibility in our hamstrings as well. Now I'm gonna walk all the way back up and go forward one more time. And just
I
hold
got
it for 5 seconds.
chat on my computer there. It's a little bit far away. So I got my phone so I can
And then we're gonna walk back.
read it if I have trouble.
Go down on our elbows again.
Oh, I'm on the wrong side.
And just like before, stay on your elbows. And if you're feeling like you want a little bit more of a stretch, then go all the way flat on your back.
I'm having a little bit more hard time with this one right now.
And I'm gonna walk up.
I'm gonna hope it's because my legs are bigger.
Which it's okay if this one's a little bit less flexible. It is for most people, so you might feel a little bit more of a stretch. So we're gonna go all the way over to the side again and reach towards your toes. And again, you should feel it all the way through your armpit and down the side of your body. And then we're gonna put our chest on our knees again.
I'll need these though. How's it going?
And go again to the side.
Oh. People, I'm following along with the video, and they just go from one to the next to the next.
Again, back down to our knee.
So I gotta pay attention to
And
keep up with them because I don't move as fast as they do.
Reach past your toes.
Particularly in the transitions, they use like editing tricks to jump from one spot to another.
Just go as far as you can. Don't push it too much if it's hurting.
How's it going? Hope you're having a good night.
And your elbows in your inner
And
thighs.
an octopus.
Then hold it for a few more seconds. And then watch.
I don't know how to copy an emote of Dorito.
And
But an octopus, I can do the way you're.
or if you want more of a stretch again, go all the way down. And hold it there for about 5 seconds. Now I'm gonna walk back up and go forward again. And reach with your fingers all the way forward if you want a deeper stretch. And walk back up. And elbows towards the ground again. Or your back. And now I'm gonna walk back up my last time. Alright, and so for my next position, I'm gonna go ahead and get into a lunge position. So go ahead and take your left foot and plant it into the ground and extend your back leg out behind you.
Left foot.
You should get into this position. And we're gonna hold this for a few seconds. You should feel a stretch in your left hamstring as well as your right hip flexor. And the further you push your hip down, the more of a stretch you're gonna feel in both areas. And then go ahead and rock back and forth a little for a deeper stretch. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go up. And you're gonna feel this in your right hamstring the farther forward you push onto your left foot. And also you're gonna feel this in your left calf. And we're gonna go back down. And make sure you're stretching both that hip flexor and your left hamstring.
Just remember that it's important to stretch all these other muscles in order to get the full effect of this hamstring stretch. Now we're going to go back up. Now we're going to rotate to the center. So just move your hips this way.
Why can't I keep these straight from the... This thing isn't straight. That's what's throwing me off.
If you want more of a stretch, go ahead and grab your ankles and pull your head through. But no need to do this if it's too much of a stretch. And rotate your hips to the other side. And push your left ankle into the ground so you're getting a calf stretch.
Oh, wrong one.
And back into a lunge. And go ahead and hold this for a few seconds. And just like the other side, go ahead and make sure that you're pushing this left hip into the ground. Now go back up. And rock a little bit back and forth. Make sure you're targeting all those different areas of that back hamstring muscle. And then one more time, back down. Push that left hip way into the ground. And go back up. And hold it there for a few more seconds. Pushing as far into the ground as you can, trying to get that forehead on your right shin. And then go back to the center.
Oh.
And again, putting your hands on your ankles to pull your head through your legs. And if that's too much, again, no need to do that. Just go ahead and get as close to the ground as you can. Now we're gonna walk our feet together. So we're in a pike position. We're gonna finish off this position right here by pulling your ankles again and having your head go towards your shins. And just go ahead and hold this pike position for a few more seconds. Grab your ankles, pull yourself in. Release your neck, shake it out. And then pull your body into your chest one last time. And release. Alright, and so for this next position, it's going to be another form of the half split. So we're going to start by taking our right foot.
I already did all my pushing exercises today. I just didn't stream any of that. That was with my head upside down there. All right, let's continue. So she's doing the right leg now. So I'm following alongside the video. These girls are vicious.
And we're going to start by just taking our chest and reaching it down forward in front of us to touch our near chin. And just hold it for a few seconds. This is our last position before we go into the splits. And now I'm going to get into the splits by sliding my left leg back behind me and just going down as far as I can. And Karina's going to show probably more of what you guys are looking like at this point. I've been working on this for many years in my life, so don't be discouraged if you're not that close to the ground. But by watching this video a few times a week, hopefully you'll get closer to the goal. Now we're going to rotate to the left side.
Okay.
And we're going to do that by bringing your knee back up to the position we started.
This one's not going to be as good because my right hip flexor is tighter than my left.
Take your left leg out in front of you. And again, take your chest to your shin. And for a deeper stretch, you should flatten your back so you get it all the way parallel to your leg. And hold it for a few more seconds. And again, this side is probably going to be harder for a lot of you because it's not most people's best side, so. And get prepared for the splits. Go ahead and slide your right leg out behind you and go down as far as you can. So this is the goal that we have here. Again,
yeah, this one, my right hip
an
flexor is not
example
letting me
of
get down any
somebody
further
still
than this.
working on their splits, but after a few times of watching this video, you should improve a lot. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the Psyche Truth and favorite this video if you enjoyed this video.
All right, close that. Pour myself some water. All right. What do I want to do next? I've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. I think I just want to stick my feet up the wall. I think that's all I really want to do. Start to actually relax a bit more. So let's get my phone nearby. Where's my... I'll be right back. I don't have my stick. I want my stick. Oops. Let's go to the... All right. Too close to the wall. Now, where's my wrist? So far, I can't reach. Almost. If I make this, it's going to be amazing, but I don't think I can. No. Okay. Oh. Believe it or not, this one's actually pretty relaxing for me. I've fallen asleep like this before, woken up in extreme pain because both my feet fell asleep. So I'm probably going to go for another 10 minutes or so, and then I'll call it a night. 3.5 hours of quite a night, but stretching isn't that high of energy, so. forgot to warm up my wrists, or stretch my wrists. Do that now. Can't get the right angles when I'm laying down like this. Now this one here is not relaxing. I actually don't want to push myself too hard today. I can probably go down like another foot, but I don't want to push myself now. I just want to open up the hips a little bit, let gravity do the rest. Sometimes I'll push this stretch too hard, and then I'll feel it the next day. I don't even know how well you guys can hear me from down here. I should probably speak up, especially since there's a fan between me and you guys. Yeah, that's far enough. That is far enough. I'm starting to feel it, so I'm going to pull right out of here. Go straight back to feet up the wall. That's not going to work. Here you. Don't go backwards. uh, all right. I still want to shower before bed. I got 2 viewers. Oh, not the most riveting content there. I just lay there with my feet up the wall. But I think that's enough for me today. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. I still want to shower, dry off, go to bed. thank you for everybody for coming out today. This is just maintenance, which I'm happy to share with you all. I want to stop slacking on my mobility and my stretching. I still care more about leg gains and my leg workouts. I don't want to stretch before my leg, like even like the day before. I don't want to overstretch anything because it might limit how much weight I'll be able to lift by messing with the motor patterns that my body has learned for the various exercises. But I also don't want to lose a lot of flexibility while I'm training my legs twice a week. So I gotta, my plan is to do one long stretching session a week with just a regular wake up, stretch a little bit before you go to bed, that kind of thing. But thank you all. I am going to, let's see if there's anybody online that I know that I can raid. It's been a good night. Just about ready for bed. Here, I'll send you to, actually, 4 before weight's on. If I can copy that. /raid. He's good people. You guys will like him if you don't know him already. Oh. All right. Thank you, everybody. Farewell, and have a great night.